Hey guys, welcome to Players Guild. My name is Loki, and today we are going to be looking at some Dragon Ball Super card game news. Namely, we have the ban list, and we also have some cards that were spoiled yesterday that me and Scott didn't get to cover because both of us were out. And yeah, today I'm on my own. Scott is out, so I didn't find anyone who would want to do it with me. Woo. But yeah, let's just go through the banned and limited card banned limited errata cards list, all the additions, etc. So, greetings, DBSCG fans! Thank you for your continued support to the Dragon Ball Super card game. As always, we continue to constantly monitor and evaluate the state of the game to ensure a healthy and competitive gameplay experience. Through continued testing, observing tournament results, and community feedback, we have concluded that additional adjustments are necessary to facilitate what we believe will lead to a fresher, more diverse metagame, and an even better version of DBSCG. So, last two ban lists. So, the ban list that was coming out with the previous set, the Cross Spirits, I think it was not as good as everyone hoped because they were announcing a very big ban list and it essentially didn't change anything. It just introduced a more degenerate decks. But the ban list that we got with the anniversary boxes was actually really good. It slowed down the game, make it more fun. It killed the FTK deck. It killed a lot of the aggro, very, very aggro decks. Not really aggro decks, right? Because they were just doing everything because they were big bodies attacking early on, huge card advantage, being able to be easily defended, etc., etc. So all of those were ridiculous and they killed that. So for the release of Saiyan's Showdown, we are adding 1 card to the ban list and 7 cards to the errata card list effective November 1st, 2021, which is, I think, a bit earlier than the set comes out. We will... yeah, I think it's about 2 weeks before the set comes out, so the ban list is going to be valid earlier than the set is out, which is nice enough, I guess. For banned cards, Violent Rush Boujack. So that's the arrival for 1 yellow, 7 drop with Aegis once per turn, and if you Aegis, you get to draw a card. The presence of this card creates additional energy that any blue-yellow deck can utilize for strong defensive plays at minimal cost. Well, you do need to be able to discard the blue-yellow card, or 1 blue, 1 yellow card, restand 2 energy. I guess that's still a lot, especially with all the combat tricks and things like that, so it might be really, really strong. We predict this card to become over-centralizing in the upcoming and future formats, so we've decided to ban it to encourage exploration of new strategies. I guess with a comeback of a UI, the blue-yellow U6, that Bojack would be actually quite good in those decks, giving you that additional energy to use to defend, etc., etc. Big body on its own, giving additional card advantage, and they can swarm the board very easily, so comboing 2 of the small guys to then arrival this guy is not something unheard of, because you're going to be trying to get this arrival for Champavados either way. So it is it's a fair shout, and the U6 coming back, and I guess they have something else in plans for the blue-yellow, so we might be seeing more support for that. Which would be nice, because I like that color combination, although hopefully they're not going to make the Milnemba a thing again. Errata cards. So this one is Zamasu the Eliminator. Post errata text. Counterplay, play this card, and if the battle card being played has an energy cost of 4 or less, return it to its owner's hand instead. This one used to hit Unison cards, and it doesn't anymore. That's the change here. So this card's unique ability to stop Unison cards from being played has proven more disruptive than originally intended and limits viable strategies. We've decided to errata this card to only affect battle cards in order to bolster the amount of viable competitive decks and player enjoyment. I would like to see maybe a bit more expensive or a spirit boost type of counterplay that lets you counterplay Unison cards. Because the fact that nothing counterplays Unison cards, I find a bit obstructive in its own way. the idea behind Dragon Ball Super card game is that it is supposed to be interactive. But if your opponent drops a Unison card and you can't do anything about it, it's taking that interactivity, right? Because they have the whole turn to do whatever they want with it. And if they have enough spare energy, which, granted, it's not always happening in Dragon Ball, but if they do, they get to do the ultimates on their Unisons very, very quickly. So I'm not sure. I guess 2-drop that replaces itself and then does other things is too good for this, because Unison cards usually are not played with more than 4. But at the same time, I would like to see a counterplay, make it a 4-drop, make it a 5-drop to stop Unison cards from being played. Because as it stands, we have no interaction with Unison cards, and yeah, you can attack into it, and quite often it's going to be a good idea, but your opponent also gets the free counter attacks and free counter plays from having a Unison. So I'm not sold on this one. And another card is Galactic Buster. So post errata text reads: if your leader card is a Boujack Brigade card and you choose one mono blue card with a combo cost of 1, so the rest of the skill stays the same, they just took away the mono blue leader. Reason: this card can be used with any blue leader card to create an energy economy surpassing its expected use. Designed as a defensive tool for blue decks, changes to the ban limited errata list for UW5, Cross Spirits, and Special Anniversary Box 2021, so the last 2 ban lists, have popularized this card outside of Boujack Brigade decks more than originally intended. We decided to errata this card to Boujack Brigade leaders only to encourage more creative strategies for blue leaders. With Kale coming in, I can actually see this. Yeah, it's a good thing that it can only combo mono blue battle cards with energy cost, with combo cost of 1. So you can't use super combos, you can't do it for a rival. But it's still a 0 cost card that replaces itself, replaces your energy, and yeah. If you use it during the opponent's turn, it's a good card. It's a good card. It's good that it's limited to mono blue leader now. So yeah, I think that's alright. And then additionally, as previously announced, we have the Kaioken errata. So Kaioken Confronting Invasion was not named as Kaioken Son Goku, it was just named Son Goku, which meant it didn't work with other cards, and it was the same for Maximum Gains. So I'm quite happy that they errated that, and I'm quite happy that the cards are actually going to work how they look like they should work, because I absolutely love that Son Goku deck. It might not be the best deck, but I love the design of it and the Kinkai's training and all that stuff. So now let's go a lightning round through the new cards that we haven't seen yet. Well, we haven't talked about yet. First one is Raditz requesting reinforcements. A 1-drop blocker with auto, choose 1 card in your hand, discard it. When this card is KO'd by an opponent's attack, choose up to 1 red or green Vegeta or Nappa card with cost of 1 from your deck, send it to Warp, shuffle your deck, then play that card from your Warp at the end of your next turn. So, okay, you discard a card from hand. Well, you block, you discard the card from hand, and then you Warp a Vegeta or Nappa with cost of 1, red or green, from your deck, and at the end of your next turn, you play it. So it's a tutoring. It's actually quite a good card. Discarding a card is a bit of a... and I'm not sure what 1-drops would you pull, but we're probably going to see. There we go. Vegeta Elite Resolve. So, unique. If a player has a field extra card in their battle area, this card gains blocker. So this is the blocker that, if it's removed by a skill, you get to play the ape. And when you play this card from your hand, so it doesn't work when you play it from the Warp, which is sad, you choose 1. Look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, and add Green Saiyan with cost 3 or less to your hand. You can add Super Combo, you cannot add the apes, which is, yeah, I guess. Or you choose up to 1 Vegeta's Power Ball in your deck, add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. I think that's the new field that we have already seen yesterday. I might be wrong. Tianxin Han, Confronting Invasion is just your regular super combo for green at 4 life or less with a printed 10k power. It's an Earthling super combo, which is worth noting. Chaozu Confronting Invasion is a 1-drop 5k. Activate main, send this card to its owner's warp. Your opponent chooses one of their battle cards. If it's a non-Saiyan card, KO it. It's a very weird card. If you're playing against a deck that doesn't have Saiyans, you can very easily force them to remove whatever they have that doesn't have barrier. But if they have any Saiyans on board that don't have barrier, you just send this to the warp and they choose the Saiyan and nothing happens. So that's a bit... It's an interesting card. It has the potential to be a sideboard card, so definitely grab your playset. Yajirobe, Confronting Invasion, a 1-drop 4k, counter-attack. Negate the attack and play this card in rest mode. Okay. If the attacking card is a Great Ape or Demon Clan battle card, choose it, KO it, and your opponent draws 1 card. So you can remove the Piccolo stuff or Great Ape stuff by skill with Yajirobe, but you give your opponent a card. But the fact that you can remove those for 1 energy is actually amazing. Again, another good sideboard card that definitely worth grabbing. Nappa the Intimidator. So this one is a 2-drop 15k. It's a shame that it's a 15k because Raditz used to have a card that would let you play a 10k 2-drop Nappa. Critical, which is nice. Auto, if your leader card is Vegeta or Nappa. Okay. When this card is played from your hand, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and discards it. Wow. Okay, this card is really good for any Vegeta or Nappa deck and makes me think of blue-green Vegeta from set 1, the crit attacker leader, and forcing your opponent to discard a card as well, and then you have a crit attacker for 2-drop. It's a really good card. It's actually a really amazing card. And Nappa, On Guard, 1-drop 4k blocker. Switches this card to rest mode when your opponent uses a skill to play a battle card with energy cost greater than their energy. Also, we've seen this is another card of this type. They choose 1 card in their hand or 1 of their battle cards and place it in their own drop area. Again, important to note, this is not KOing the battle card. It's just placing it in a drop area. But yeah. I think this is resolved after the battle card is played, so they can technically choose the card that they played. It's still an interesting skill. Cyberman, we have a new Cyberman, Unison Sapper. So you can include as many as you want. The green one is a blocker, 4k power. When this card is KO'd, choose up to 1 of your opponent's Unison cards with 4 or more markers and remove a marker from it. That's sad. If it was 3 or more markers, even then not. It's sad because technically it's there to stop some Unisons, but it doesn't do it. It doesn't do enough. You can still do the counterplays after this is used. Yeah, it is removing some markers, but if they just go below 4 markers, you can't do anything. It's not that great. And that's all. So that was the leftover of the green cards and the ban list. I don't think we needed big ban list, so it's nice that it was not big. I think it's going to do enough here. And yeah, I do like the green cards because I'm a green player, ultimately. So looking forward to playing with Raditz and Goku. And yeah, the ban list looks alright. The blue decks lost some Fangs, which, it is what it is. But let us know, guys. What do you think about the ban list? What do you think about the reveals? Are you excited for the Saiyan Showdown? What's your favorite leader from the upcoming set? Let us know down in the comments. And if you feel like it, also leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. We are heading on towards 1500. We're trying to get 1500 subscribers by the end of the year. And every little helps. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you around one of those days. I don't know what we have next planned.